الحمد لله وكفى والصلاة والسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى أما بعد فقد قال الله عز وجل في القرآن المجيد والفرقان الحميد وما أرسلناك إلا رحمة للعالمين آمنت بالله صدق الله العظيم وبلغنا رسوله النبي الكريم الأمين ونحن على ذلك لمن الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. أما بعد فقد قال الله عز وجل بشأن حبيبه صلى الله عليه وسلم مخبرا وعاملا إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على سيدنا وسلم عليه with love and affection. الصلاة والسلام عليك يا سيدي يا رسول العالمين. वाह क्या जुदो करम है शहे बता तेरा, नहीं सुनता ही नहीं मांगने वाला तेरा। और मैं तो मालिक ही कहूँगा कि हो मालिक के हबीब यानी महबूब व मुहिब मैं नहीं मेरा तेरा। और तेरी सरकार में लाता है रजा उसको शफी, तेरी सरकार में लाता है रजा उसको शफी जो मेरा गौस है और लाडला बेटा तेरा। All praises of Allah, the Lord, the Master, the Creator of all the universes, and peace, blessing, and salutation be upon His beloved, His final messenger, His chosen messenger, the best of creation, the purpose of creation, the light of creation, the life of creation, the beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wa sallam. I am firstly very thankful to the walsall Sunni movement, in particular Brother Nadim, who has been working very hard to organize this event, and also Allama Abdul Qadir Sahab, who have taken a big part in organizing this event and the propagation for the Aqaid of the Ahlul Sunnah wal Jamaat, and also the Zere Sarparasti and Zere Sadarat of today, Ustad al-Ulama, Muhaqqiq Ahl Sunnat, Mufti Ahl Sunnat, Hasta Allama Qibla Muhammad Yar Qadri Sahab, Dam Barakatumul Aliyah, who is a great name amongst the Ahlul Sunnah and who is the Ustad and teacher of many ulama. We are greatly blessed for their presence today, and inshallah they will be enlightening you with their words in a short while after I have finished with you, as brief as possible. And Allama Sahab was describing me as a surgeon. Actually, I'm not a doctor, I've got a degree in surgery, so maybe they're referring it to a different way. I'm good in that surgery as well. So inshallah, hopefully you'll be operating on use. But inshallah, those who need operating, I will operate inshallah. So you will keep with me as well inshallah, and as quick as possible, try to get to the point. And now we're here today to celebrate the Mawlid, the milad of the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And just before me, we heard Qibla Shah Sahab reading a beautiful naat and the Kalam of Allah Hazrat Azim al-Barkat rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi. And one shared read to them in particular, which I always asked them to read as well. I'm sure they read yesterday as well, in a Jalsa, they read the same share there as well. And this is what the life of the Ahlul Sunnah is. Every Sunni, this must be his zawq, and this must be his, inside him, this should be his light of Iman. And this should be his electricity inside him, and he should be always willing to do this. When they said, Husne Yusuf pe kati, Misr mein angushte zana. Sar katate hai tere naam pe mardane Arab. Say one subhanallah. Inshallah, when I'll explain to you, say subhanallah louder. That upon the Husn, upon the beauty of Hazrat Yusuf alayhi salatu salam, in Egypt, the women, their fingers became cut. You heard the story that they were so lost in the Husn, in the beauty of Yusuf alayhi salatu salam, that their fingers would cut and they would not even realize. This was how mesmerized they were in the beauty of Hazrat Yusuf alayhi salatu salam. But our master and our prophet, our Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his shan is so great and his status is so great that his Husn is one thing, but on his name, Sar katate hain, tere naam pe mardane Arab. The men of Arabia, the Sahaba Ikram, your Husn is after, but just on hearing your name, they are willing to give their lives for you. And this should be our belief as well, and this should be our light as well for us, that if it comes anything to do with the namus of the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we should not think and be afraid to say what is wrong as calling it wrong. And not only to say, but when action is needed, to also come into the world of action as well. And not just to be silent, and not just to think, let it pass. and there's no problem with this. We are general people, we are all Muslims. That's fine. But our imtiyaz is the Ahlul Sunnah wal Jamaat. And I'm sure you've heard me maybe a million times before mention this to you, but I always like to mention this, especially in a gathering like this. And when I came, the brother said to me, there's no holds barred. I mean, there's no holds barred, there's no restrictions. And I go, inshallah, I've got all the weapons with me as well. But, like the doctors, they have the scissors and they have all these things with them. So inshallah, I've got them with me as well. But now when we call ourselves from the Ahlul Sunnah, when we call ourselves a Sunni, we should take pride on this. Because why? The Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as you all know, has mentioned to us and has told us that this ummah will be divided into many sects and all of them will be going to the hellfire. Kulluhum fin nar, except one. One, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam has promised that this will be the Jamaat which will be saved from the hellfire and which will be given a place in paradise. Now when this was asked to our Aima which have come before, from the Imam Azam Abu Hanifa, to the Aima Arba, the awliya, the Sufiya which have come, as the Ghusu Saqalain, Raziyallahu Ta'ala anhu, they have all mentioned upon this, that who is this Jamaat, what is the identity of this Jamaat. But hearing it from a Tabi'een has its own status, hearing it from a Taba Tabi'een has its own status, hearing it from a Wali has its own status, hearing it from a Alim has its own status, but then hearing it from a Sahabi has its own status. And then hearing amongst the 125 approximate Sahaba Ikram, any one of them will have a great status. Hearing it from the Ashab-e Badr will have a great status. Hearing it from amongst the first 40 to accept Islam will have a great status. And hearing it from the Ashra Mubashira has its own status. But then hearing it from the Char Yarane Mustafa has its own status. And amongst these four, the Khulafai Rashideen and the first most chosen companions of the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the best companions to walk on earth after the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam and after all the Anbiya. And amongst these four, the qawl which I will tell you, and from the language that I will tell you from, is no other than Hazrat Mawla Ali Mushkil Kusha. Hazrat Mawla Ali radiyallahu ta'ala, when he was asked in Ihtijaj Tabrasi, this is mentioned, that when Hazrat Mawla Ali Mushkil Kusha was asked that this Jamaat which has been promised to be under the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and which is promised to be given paradise and which will be saved from the hellfire, what is the name and identity of this Jamaat? And Hazrat Mawla Ali Mushkil Kusha Sher Khuda radiyallahu ta'ala, who replied quite beautifully by saying that this Jamaat is no other than the Ahlul Sunnah wal Jamaat. Subhanallah. So we should take pride in this. When Hazrat Mawla Ali Mushkil Kusha Sher Khuda is taking pride in this, then every one of us should take pride in this. And every one of us should realize that we can do good deeds, we can do amal salihah as much as we want. But in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has set this mi'yar, has set this standard, that Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu wa aminu salihat, that all you who believe and do good actions. Meaning Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran himself has set the standard that Iman is always mentioned first. That in order for your amal salihah to become salihah, in order for them to be accepted, the condition is Iman. And the condition of Iman is that your aqaid are durust, your aqaid are correct. And the only way your aqaid can be correct is if you are upon the manhaj, upon the maslak of the Ahlul Sunnah wal Jamaat. And when we come to such gatherings of the milad of the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we come to propagate these things, and we come to tell people about these things. Now I'm sure before me you've heard many scholars which have been telling you about the blessings of Mawlid al-Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and upon the dalail and how to prove the proof and the evidence in favor of the milad al-Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And I say simply that the milad of the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, saying this is bid'ah or shirk, this is the biggest misunderstanding and stupidness of these people. Now, these people that I'm talking about, whatever you want to call them, I'll call them nutcases. And there's a new nutcase as well. Someone called Nut as well, his name is Nut as well. And he's got a loose nut, he's a nutcase. And all these nutcases, they come with these stupid remarks. But we say simply that the milad of the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam in action had come after. But Allah mentioned the milad of the Messenger before the milad of the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the Anbiya mentioned about the milad of the Messenger before the milad of the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And this is in the Quran, and you see from beginning to end, there are many ayat which I will not go into because my topic is different to speak about. But now coming to those people who try to cover your eyes and say this is a form of bid'ah, this is a form of shirk,